Hi. Hi. You know, we are living in a society of image. Facebook, it's almost dying, and Instagram is winning, and people communicate only through images. So, not only capitalism that is dying, but imperialism is playing on this. And it's time to follow pop stars. And so, you know, all the pop stars every year, they release a new record and they present a new image because they have to sell all the merchandising and everything based on that. And something strange is happening also in the intellectual academic fields. Also there, it happens to be pop star intellectuals. And also, every year, they have to release a new book and a new theory. And so it's like that the new trendy theory to talk about at universities and to make theses about is called gaga-feminism. You know, they say that Lady Gaga is an icon for feminists. And we have to learn from that. So what I'm asking is this. Let's try to think about this. We live our lives. Maybe we don't even buy records. And if we buy records, we prefer to buy Shostakovich than Lady Gaga. I'm sure. Most of you, I'm sure. But, if not, how our life relates to that of Lady Gaga? She's a billionaire, she's not a pop star. What does her in her life? Has she problems about paying mortgage, about going to the supermarket to buy groceries, bringing children at school and paying all the bills? No, she has to sign contracts, see designer clothes to dress, or whatever it makes up her life. But still, someone pretends that we have to learn from this woman. Okay? But what is inside the message that she has? Oh, you say, many people say, oh, look at Lady Gaga. She speaks for LGBT rights. She's for gay marriage. Well, 5 out of 4 of her fans is gay. I mean, she's not stupid. Her account decided this. And then they saw the heroes in the past. I mean, there were, you remember Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive. Is that probably the most important song for the gay community. And at the time, Gloria Gaynor, she was religious. She was evangelist. She said, oh, I don't like gay people. Then when the money started to come in, she changed their idea. Or Donna Summer, remember? She hated gays. And so, I mean, Lady Gaga, she's smart. She went to Italy, to the Pride. It was not even gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender Pride. It was Lady Gaga Pride. She made people wait for 2 hours with bad music, and then when she arrived on stage with a wonderful dress, she spent half of the time to thank the, I even forgot the name of Donatella Versace. She spent half of the time thanking Donatella Versace for the beautiful dress. The fighter for the gay rights! I mean, so everything she does is, apart from getting money, is creating scandals and provocations. Everything she does is based on that. Tell me if someone of you spends how many minutes, seconds of your life you spend trying to create scandal and provocation because it makes you make more money. But she does. So recently, she went to London, to the fashion show in London. It's one of the most important fashion shows in Europe now, not in Paris, in London. And she was dressed like that. Oh, the beautiful fighter for the gay rights. She had a burqa. You know what is a burqa? Burqa that was cut in half. One half the burqa, the other half, she was completely naked. And then she was sporting a bag like this, but not a kawaii bag with a cat. It was a bag of a real animal with all the blood coming from the real skin of an animal. And then, in doing this, she wanted to provocate everyone. She said, so Islamic people will get mad at me, feminists, they will get mad at me, vegetarians animalists will get mad at me, and I will have lots of publicity, lots of articles on your newspapers, lots of media coverage, lots of merchandising sold and records sold. But you know what happened in reality? Englishmen are nice people, but they are not stupid. They didn't fucking care at all. No one brought anything at all. She was fucked by her own useless provocation. This is our times. Politics now is useless. You vote for a right-wing party, a left-wing party, a center party, a traditional Russian, a populist party. They are all the same, you know, because everyone has only one reason to exist, that is to get power for the members, for the leadership of this party. We are in a period of void. Nothing means nothing at all. And this is the time of Lady Gaga, because this is what she is. She's not an icon for feminist people. She tried also to go to Japan. You know, Japan is the biggest record-selling market in the world. You have to conquer Japan if you sell records. And then she said, oh, Japanese people look so fine, so smart. They will love me. So she went to Japan, and she said she sold so. She had a little bit of fans. Yeah, that's natural. Everyone has a little bit of fans. Even if, what is that name of this boy that was popular on YouTube and he became a fad for 12-year girls and then disappeared completely? Everyone has and the world says, is 15 minutes or 15 seconds of fame. She went to Japan, and what she did, since her company is busy signing contracts, and let me tell you another thing. If it's true that Lady Gaga is a feminist icon, we have to see that all the decisions of what Lady Gaga has done until now has been taken by Troy Carter. Troy Carter is a black man. He's not a woman. He's a positive thing, but he's a man. So the theorist of gaga-feminism is a man. Is a man that passes all the time signing contracts. Now Lady Gaga saved him, but still he has stakes in 80 of the major companies on the NASDAQ. Is becoming one of the most rich persons on the universe. He didn't care about content, politics, feminism, or everything like that. He was creating an empire. Now, he has been saved, and like trying to go to read the biography of Lady Gaga on Wikipedia or whatever else, his name has disappeared completely. Like Stalin, this is the myth of Lady Gaga. Joseph Stalin, purge, eliminate. So she went to Japan. And then she does what she does. A political feminist rock star that fights for gay rights. She went out to the airport. She went to the biggest television studio to do an interview. She went through the street of Shibuya, that is the fashion district for the masses, and all the photographers followed her there. And she had a beautiful dress. But there was a problem. In this beautiful dress, there was a writing. And this writing was in Korean. And the Japanese hate Koreans. And it wasn't even a provocation. Between what was written, it was colors. Meaningful word, colors. So a big scandal erupted on the newspapers. Everyone was attacking her. So she said, oh, we have to do something, we have to do something. Stop signing contracts. Stop counting money. We have to do something. Let's try a solution. They gave her another beautiful dress. So she went to the airport to go to Korea. She went to the airport, and all the photographers followed her there, took pictures of her with this other beautiful dress with the Japanese writing on it. And you know what was the writing? The great Japanese Empire. Something that pleased reactionary, fascist, right-wing Japanese, but not his young followers. So, once again, all the press against her. Then she went to Korea with a plane, and since they don't spend a dime in trying to create a theory, but they have only to sign the contracts and count money, when she went off to the airport in Korea, just to avoid any kind of problems, what she did, oh, a marvelous, intelligent idea for a fighter for the gay rights and for a revolutionary feminist. She waved a Korean flag. Beautiful. Beautiful. So beautiful that let's see some pictures. Let's see some pictures. Let's see what is the effect of Lady Gaga going to Japan and pretending to say, I'm a star, and you are my followers, and you are the little girls that has to change your life because of my political radical ideas that no one knows about and no one has heard about. Look, these are pictures taken in the street. Look. Maybe some of them are dressed quite normally, but some of them are more creative than her. Look at this. She's beautiful. She's herself. She doesn't care at all. She doesn't feel any revolutionary Lady Gaga influence. They are not became feminists because of the songs and because of the words of Lady Gaga. See, they are having fun. See, they are playing. They are happy. But they don't even know what were the lyrics of Lady Gaga, because in Japan no one understands English and no one cares at all. The followers of Lady Gaga, look, the cans in the air. Beautiful idea. She goes around like this from morning to evening. They dress like this and they go to the supermarket, to do groceries. They are not dressed like that to go to the discotheque. They are dressed like that to live in the street. Look at this. Great. They dress like that and they go around in the street all day long just because they like, just because they enjoy. This is a man. This is a man. This is real revolutionary feminist revolution. And Lady Gaga has changed nothing at all, but sold lots of records. Let me drink something. So, we were talking about Japan. Okay, the point is this. When we think about Japan, we think that Japan is the most technological and most advanced country in the world. We imagine that they live in houses that are, I don't know, Minority Report, with transparent computer screens and things like that. No. Apart from Tokyo, and also in a big part of Tokyo, the majority of people they still live in very small houses in which they eat on the floor. They eat on the floor, and they sleep on the floor with the futon, and the house is really made of pressed paper and wood. And yes, they have a computer, but they are still living in the 50s. In the 50s, how we feel that they were in Europe. They live in post-Second World War. The family is the center of the society. And still now, in 2015, still now, the father, is supposed to go to work. They are called salarymen. Translating salary men in English, it means that, have you seen the look of the girls? They are dressed with the uniform, the salaryman uniform. The salaryman uniform is white shirt, black pants, and all with the same hairdo. Nothing different. So, if you go on the street and you are heterosexual and you want to impress a girl, you have to stop her and talk to her and spend a lot of time, because otherwise it will never happen, love at first sight. They are all the same. And what happens for the mother? The mother, she has, in 2015, she has to stay back home, be a housewife, and raise children. This was so strong and so strong. The Japanese society is centered on the mother. That when in the 68, also in Japan, in 68, there was the riots in the universities, faculties were occupied, students were rioting. But they were putting on the universities big placards saying, not like in Italy or in the States or in Germany or maybe in Ljubljana, destroy the system, abolish the state, anarchy, let our dreams come true. No! They wrote on this placard, Mommy, let me free. Mommy, don't worry, let me do what I want to do. This is incredible. It's still like this today. So this is the reason for we see all these young girls rebelling. Because these young girls, they are rebelling as a role, as a society, as a future in which they should be housewives. And so you say, okay, well, but street fashion happens everywhere in the world. Yeah, it's true. You have beautiful white hair. She has beautiful red hair and the piercings. She had beautiful half and half hair. And many of you, I'm talking just about hair now, but many of you are beautiful for some reason, even in the way you look, and you are personal. But it's not like here that you go around and you see, oh, there are punks, there are rockabillys, there are skinheads, there are metalheads, and all of this, they are rebels that has a meaning. They rebel for a reason. There is a content, there is a political content. Maybe the punk is an anarchist, okay? Maybe the skinhead is a Nazi, but still they have a content. But they are a minority. In Japan, let's show some other pictures. In Japan, look at this. Look at her, she's beautiful. Nothing short of beautiful. She's not a model. She's not a model. She's just a girl going around in the street. And this is not a little movement. She's part of the whole generation of girls that are rebelling. And they say, I don't want to do what my family has done for centuries. I rebel to this. And you say, okay, but they are 15, 20 years old. Okay? It's true. Rebellion starts when you are very young. Because when you are very young, you have also time to do it. Also boys, also metrosexual people that don't understand if you are boys or girls, and it doesn't happen to be important because they are not gay or hetero, whatever. They are rebelling without a society. Lady Gaga is rebelling with nothing inside. They are rebelling as well with nothing inside. But there is a problem. This is a whole generation. You go in the streets of every big city, from Osaka, where all of this started, to every other city, and especially in Tokyo, and there you meet hundreds, thousands of girls dressed in any different way possible. And they are not even, like to say, closed into schemes. They are completely creative. They destroy every kind of fashion. They try to be creative. They try to put together things from different eras, different geographic areas, different periods. Look, these are two boys. Look, in many countries in the West, they would say that they are gay. They are not. They are free to be themselves, and they don't care. Everyone does his own thing. This is a rebellion without any meaning, but it is a rebellion. And what about the idea that they are still they are young, they are still in their 20s or something like that? But you know, I have to tell you a story. The story is of the Yamamba. Yamamba started at the beginning of all this. This is look, this is Lolita, sweet Lolita. It's one of the looks that is more lovely, more kawaii, more moe, more nice. And for us, this means that it's safe, it's not dangerous, it's not a rebellion. But she is rebelling against her mother, because her mother doesn't want her to go on like that. So I was saying, look at the picture and I will tell you about Yamamba. Yamamba was she was a witch of the mountains. During the Edo period, look, this is more punk, but you've got also gore, people, gore, splatter punk, and something very menacing, very dangerous. And this is people in the street. Picture it in the street, not in a discotheque. You know, maybe you say, okay, I tell you a secret, I tell you a secret. Sometimes it's not like they do it all by themselves. It's a group. They create circles. The girls create circles. They create circles also for manga. You know, now, the biggest selling manga in Japan, the biggest market of the manga in Japan is not the ones published by the big companies that we have seen anime here, but it's the underground circles of young kids that take the characters that they like, they put it together, they create new stories, and they do it with infringement of copyright. And so this is another form of rebellion. They do whatever they want, and so sometimes, like to say, they are into one help the other, okay? And maybe there was a stylist that gave the clothes to them, but they know inside of themselves, look, how old is she? How old is she? I finished, and then we talk about the age. I mean, they know that they will not become rock stars, pop stars. They do it just because they like to say, this is my personality, this is me. Or like to say, I'm not a passive reader of manga or anime. I do create my own. I didn't like how it finished. I didn't like the story. I will create my own. And they do conventions with hundreds of thousands of attendees that create all this. It's a void, meaningless revolution of people being active and doing things, inventing, creating, not only in street fashion, but in every activity. This is the turning kimono, destroying the wrong shoes, wrong handbag. Mother would be hungry at this, but she doesn't. So, Yamamba. Yamamba started something like 20 years ago. Yamamba were the witches that during the Edo period, when people was very poor, they had nothing to eat. And so, since women used to live longer, it's the same as happens now, longer than men, when a woman was very old and she couldn't work in the fields anymore, they took it and they brought it in the mountains and they abandoned her there. She could starve, she could die, or maybe she could become a witch, a Yamamba. A Yamamba with the white, big eyes, like the night owls. So it started, this revolution of the look started with the Yamamba. People saying, I don't want to be beautiful. This is kawaii, that means nice, pleasant. They said, I don't want to be beautiful. I'm 30, 40 years old, and I don't want to be a housewife as my mother. And so they started to dress themselves like Yamamba. They started to paint their hair white. They started to tan artificially their skin the darker as possible. That, you know, Japanese is clearer than us. And so they started to do whatever. They started to bleach the hair blonde, and they started to go in the street and be menacing towards other people. But since the Japanese society is so conservative, the Yamamba and the ganguro was the name that these girls were called. It was repressed. It was socially repressed because they were too dangerous for a very conservative society based on motherhood. Now, what is happening is that these pictures that we have seen, that are recent pictures, are part of a movement that is going on for 20 years already. Now there are lots of scholars, lot of people that writes books, studies this phenomenon and says, okay, now Yamamba is coming back. The Ganguro girls are coming back. 30, 40, even 50-year-old girls, they refuse to follow the same pattern as their mother. They say, okay, let's have a little jobs. I got just a little bit of money, but I'm happy with this. I don't want to have a family. I don't want to be a slave of the social control. There is not political. Nothing is political. There is nothing of feminist theory. They don't even know that they are rebelling, that they are making a revolt. They don't know nothing. They don't care. They're just doing. So, Ganguro, Yamamba is coming back, and all the people that is studying these social phenomena, they are saying, what is gonna happen in 10 years on? Now we are seeing that our society, Western society, is going to shit everywhere. Even here in Slovenia, the government is cutting money on culture, but I suppose it's cutting money also on sanity, on health care, on everything. You know what happened to Greece? Italy is going to follow the same path. We are becoming more and more part of a reactionary society in which all the fights that we have done, all the rights that we have got in the 50s, in the 60s, all the rights that the workers has got, like the right to go on strike, better work conditions, a shorter week of work. All of this is starting to disappear. Abortion, the possibility of divorcing. In many countries, there are reactionary movements that are trying to cut off this. Gay rights that are still a big fight. And we are going back. So people talk to us about Lady Gaga being a symbol of feminism. So this is a provocation. But I want to go back to the past. I don't know how you are familiar with this, because it's part of the history of Italy and the history of Germany. But I made this t-shirt. It's an Italian writing. It says, in Italy, ugly women became feminists. In Germany, top models became guerrilla fighters. This is a picture of a woman that is called Brigitte Haupt, and she joined the Rotarme Fraction, the RAF, an anarchist guerrilla organization. I mean, you want to be a feminist, fight for feminism. Otherwise, the solution is this: emptiness, no values, no militant right, no militant left-wing organization, except for students that they are revolutionary for 4 or 5 years, and when they graduate, they go back to their village and they became the most reactionary of the lot. Well, if this is our future, a future of collapsing, a future in which right-wing values, right-wing ideas, the restoration and the destruction of our values is what the future brings to us. And our only possibility of a revolt, of a revolution, is a void revolution, is nothing inside. Well, fuck Lady Gaga, fuck the billionaires, and take as a model, the only role model that has a sense, is these young Japanese girls that are revolting against a conservative society, and they want to change. You know that usually we say that in 10 years on, when what happens in America will happen here, okay, in Europe. And in 20 years on, what happens in Japan will happen here. So let's imagine what this void, meaningless girls that are rebelling without a cause, without a reason. They don't even know why they are rebelling, but they are rebelling against their society. Well, if I want a revolution, and this revolution has nothing to express, then I prefer that is a beautiful, beautiful revolution. Japan, Helena Velena, listen to my music.
Sono venuta tutto come una bambina spaventata. Ma non mi chiese che ma qualcosa si è messo in mezzo e non sono mai stata mai amata. Sono questo senso sociale, sono una bomba emozionale, sono un pubblico, una minaccia culturale. Cosa sanguinare? Tutte che
We have to believe.
sono là, con la tua coscienza, sono già, vedo la partenza, sono sempre delle cause terze. Cosa sanguinare? Cosa sanguinare?
Remember,
Tutte che cosa sanguinare? Cosa sanguinare? Senza un futuro che non sia scontare la disperazione del presente mentre mille zeri assurdi che alla mano l'arcuri si godono l'uso sfrenato del loro nulla tra l'assenso dei potenti e la vita mediocre. Oh yeah!
I just want to translate the last phrase of the song. It talks about people that is very rich and very popular media figures in every country of the Western world. And they get very, very rich, but they mean nothing. There is nothing inside of them. And when we will start to bleed and we will have awareness that things has to change, these people will disappear completely from history. And this will happen to Lady Gaga as well, but it will not happen to Black Flag. I could say many other names. I could say also a name that you know here in Ljubljana, that has the name of the Ljubljana during the German occupation. And I want you to say the name of this band, that this band will remain in the history. What is their name? They are called
Laibach.
Laibach. Say it more. Laibach.
Laibach.
Be proud of Laibach.
Laibach.
Say it once again.
Laibach.
I'm happy. I'm happy. And you have to be too. This is seeds of change, seeds of revolt, seeds of resistance. Helena Velena, good night.